Have you ever stopped to think about how a person can be shaped by the scars they carry? From childhood, Madara Uchiha was born in one of the darkest periods of Shinobi history, where life was worth less than a kunai blade. He came into the world as the eldest of Tajima's sons, in the midst of a brutal conflict between the clans, especially the Uchiha and the Senju. From a very young age, Madara watched his brothers fall one by one on the battlefield. 3 of them were gone while still children, leaving only Madara and his younger brother, Izuna, to face that hostile world side by side. This loss shaped not only Madara's body, but his soul. The pain of absence, the weight of responsibility, and the need to be strong became fuel for his life. Madara and Izuna grew so close that they became inseparable. They were always side by side, competing, training, and challenging each other to become stronger. This rivalry, coupled with Madara's natural power, made him a legend in the making, a young man with such robust chakra that he defeated adult ninjas with impressive ease. And it was in this whirlwind of wars that he met Hashirama Senju, a boy of the same age, with a gentle gaze, an easy smile, and a strength that challenged him like no one before. Interestingly, at first, they didn't even reveal their clans to each other for fear that it would destroy what was being born between them. But they soon discovered the painful truth. Madara was an Uchiha and Hashirama a Senju. That is, as much as they wanted to, they couldn't simply be friends. They had to be enemies, destined to face each other until the end. What would have been just another childhood bond became a deep connection because both had lost loved ones in senseless battles. Together they imagined a future where children wouldn't need to wield weapons, where no one would suffer as they had suffered. But that hope came at a heavy price. When the truth about their names came out, Madara made a decision that would change his entire life. Overcome by grief and the pride of his clan, he decided to break his friendship with Hashirama. Before leaving, he made a grim promise. One day they would face each other again and one of them would die. It was at that exact moment that something spectacular happened. Madara awakened his Sharingan. Not by chance, not through training, but through the intensity of his will to change destiny. Years passed, and Madara and Hashirama followed parallel paths, colliding repeatedly in epic battles. But no matter how much Madara's Sharingan evolved, or how much power he accumulated, he never managed to defeat Hashirama. And on the other side, Hashirama also lacked the courage to take the life of someone he considered a friend. This tragic dance between rivalry and affection marked them deeply. Over time, both became leaders of their clans. The Senju began to dominate the conflict, and Madara's pain grew even more when his brother Izuna was defeated and died in combat, leaving Madara alone again, heartbroken. Hashirama, even knowing his friend's obvious suffering, offered peace. He proposed uniting the 2 clans, sincerely believing that unity would be the key to ending everyone's suffering. Madara hesitated. For a moment, his happy memories with Hashirama tempted him to accept the truce, but the curse of hatred that now consumed his heart prevented him from accepting, as it would mean giving up his own clan. Desperate, Madara tried to protect Izuna, but it was in vain. He died in his arms. That's when Madara's world completely collapsed. With Izuna's eyes in his hands, Madara awakened something even more terrifying, the Eternal Mangekyō Sharingan. With that newfound strength, he returned to the battlefield to face the Senju once more, but was defeated by Hashirama. Instead of ending his life, Hashirama offered him something unexpected, the chance for true peace. And then, something that seemed impossible happened. Madara finally agreed to unite the clans. Together, Senju and Uchiha founded the first Shinobi village, Konoha, the beginning of a dream of peace. Despite this, Madara and Hashirama had different visions of how this peace should exist. Hashirama wanted cooperation and harmony among all nations. Madara, on the other hand, he believed that peace could only be guaranteed through absolute control, with no room for war again. This divergence planted a seed of conflict that never truly died. Hashirama was chosen as the first Hokage, and this worried Madara. He feared that his clan would be subjugated, and more than that, he discovered ancient shinobi secrets that changed his view of the entire world. Madara concluded that the village had failed, that humans would never abandon their impulse for fighting and conflict. That's when everything precipitated. Madara tried to convince his own clan and even Hashirama of his vision, but no one listened to him. Driven by his unwavering conviction that he was right, he disappeared into the shadows, seeking power. He went so far as to manipulate forces that no human should touch, sacrificing his own life to activate post-death traps that would resurrect him stronger than ever. Decades passed. Madara, now with the Rinnegan awakened, began to bring his ultimate plan to life, the Eye of the Moon plan, an illusion that would place everyone in the world in a perfect, controlled dream, free from suffering, free from war, but also free from choice. He chose disciples, manipulated events, turned allies into enemies, and instilled in others the flame of pain and despair. In particular, he found a young man named Obito Uchiha, broken by the loss of someone he loved, and made him a key piece in his plan, molding him to his vision. When the Fourth Shinobi World War broke out, Madara was finally resurrected in a real body, and the world was never the same again. He shocked the Shinobi nations with power, so overwhelming that it seemed impossible to defeat, from the perfect Susanoo to the immense devastation on battlefields. Madara became a force of nature, a living storm. But no matter how much power he amassed, no matter how devastating his impact, something within him still needed to be confronted, not just defeated. In the end, after titanic wars, battles that destroyed and raised hopes, after confrontations with Naruto, with the 5 Kage, with the reincarnated Hashirama, and with Obito himself, Madara found something he had long forgotten, his own humanity. When it was all over, when the Eye of the Moon plan came to an end, when Kaguya was freed and defeated, and when Madara finally fell alongside Hashirama once more, the most feared Uchiha of all time had one last moment of clarity. He looked at his friend, at his rival, at what remained of his dream, and in silence, he accepted the end of his own journey. Madara Uchiha died, not just as a warrior, not just as a villain, but as a man who fought with everything he had, who was shaped by loss, by love, by ambition, and above all by the determination to change destiny, even when the whole world said it was impossible. And if you enjoy anime as much as I do, then this channel is the place for you. We're always bringing you videos with trivia, behind-the-scenes stories, crazy theories, analyses, rankings, and everything that involves this universe that we love. So, if you're not subscribed yet, take advantage now. Click the subscribe button, activate the bell so you don't miss any content, and come be a part of this ever-growing community. Here you'll never run out of something new to watch, discuss, and fall in love with again, with each character, each plot, and each detail of the anime. Thanks so much for watching until the end, really. Your presence here makes all the difference. Take care, and we'll see you in the next video.